more complex than a presentation locally at a university like Hopkins. She still needed to make some adjustments to her presentation, but doing so required an outlet to keep her fading laptop charged long enough to run the slideshow. As she searched, she noticed a man looking her way. She continued to look for an outlet, but her glance at him revealed a tall figure with medium dark skin, a perfect nose, and a chiseled jaw sporting a balanced amount of scruff. Not so much that it was a beard, not so little that it appeared as though he had neglected to shave. He was dressed in nice-fitting jeans, a long-sleeved t-shirt, and a ball cap. The way her heart pounded in her chest, as well as the fact that she broke out in a sweat, confirmed it. He was hot, hot, hot. Which meant she needed to steer clear of him. It wasn't that she was awkward around handsome men. It was that she was ridiculously awkward around handsome men and had no desire to sweat profusely and trip over her words in what would certainly be an embarrassing attempt at conversation with a guy who she'd probably end up sitting next to for the duration of the 6-hour flight to Dublin. Never mind all that. She needed to be convincing in her presentation of the possible detrimental side effects of the latest refractive surgical procedure, Seymour. As it was right now, Seymour should be discontinued until the side effects were addressed. At least in her professional opinion. Her new boss, Dr. Bobby Wright, had made it abundantly clear that he had wanted to see the presentation prior to the conference. He wanted to make sure she struck the proper balance between recommending further study while not pushing too hard for the temporary discontinuation of the procedure. He was afraid that all the clinicians would come down on him for taking away their paycheck. Whatever. Bobby's priority was the lab. Her priority was the patients. And as the lead investigator, her recommendation carried the most weight. Success had been drilled into her since she was a child. The reality was that she really loved ophthalmology, and doing research gave her great satisfaction, not to mention the added bonus of not having to talk to anyone for long periods of time. Someone across the aisle stood up and unplugged their phone. Finally! Poorvi made a beeline for the outlet while reaching into her bag for her charger. She passed the middle-aged man who had been talking to the airline representative and did a double take as she heard him speaking to an old woman in Gujarati. Her parents had made sure that she was fluent in the language, but she didn't hear it all the time. The old woman was wearing a sari, much like her grandmother had, up until her recent passing. No matter how hard she had tried to convince her to wear pants, or maybe even a salwar, her grandmother remained true to her sari. That second of hesitation cost her. She failed to navigate the maze of extended teenage legs and children's paraphernalia and tripped over a tossed sneaker, nearly falling headfirst onto the ground. She didn't fall, though the flailing of arms and legs was considerably less than graceful. She managed, however ungracefully, to reach the outlet, just as another charger was plugged into the open socket. "I need that outlet!" she blurted out. Laptop charger in hand, Poorvi brushed flyaway strands of hair from her face. She looked up to see Hot Guy standing there. Great. She immediately flushed, sweat breaking out all over her. "You took my outlet." "The outlet was open, wasn't it now?" His voice was butter smooth and tinged with that Irish accent. He drew his gaze over her. In a different situation, Poorvi would have melted into ghee. But she needed that outlet. "I was running for it," she declared, pushing her glasses up her nose again as she tilted her neck back to really see him. Damn, he was taller up close. "You weren't quite there," he explained. "You saw me running for it," she spat at him.